Fandom Show, the podcast where we learn about fantastic fandoms by talking to our favorites about their favorites. I'm Kyah Green.
I'm Stephanie Malek.
And today we are talking about everybody's favorite Straw Hat Pirates. We're talking about One Piece. Yeah.
Kyah, what do you know about One Piece?
Okay, so here's the main thing I know about One Piece is that every time I go to a convention of any kind, I see 1 million Monkey D. Luffys.
Yes.
Or Luffys? I think it's Luffy. But 1 million of them. It's one of the most cosplayed things I've ever seen next to, like, Harley Quinn.
Yeah, no shirt, just vest.
No shirt, just vest energy, you know?
Big Aladdin energy.
You got the shorts. Yeah, big Aladdin energy for sure. But also that I know this is one of the most popular animes ever. It's one of the big three. And that it is over 1,000 episodes long.
The dang.
Dang. Yeah. Steph, what do you know about One Piece?
Just jack shit.
Just
I know it's pirates.
shit.
I know there's an anime. I know it's a long anime.
Yep.
I know that there's a live action show.
Yep.
And yeah, the live action came out in the Summer of Pirates.
Yep, that's true. The Summer of Pirates. That's right.
I feel like there was a lot of pirate stuff around that year.
Well, we were also doing a pirate show that year.
My life was pirates. Everything was pirates.
It was a big pirate time. Pirate.
Yeah, so I truly don't know much about the show at all, which is I love episodes where I know nothing going in.
I feel like most of what we know about this show is because we had to write trivia questions about it for our Stormcrow trivia.
Yeah.
Here in Toronto, and it's so interesting to write trivia questions for something you know nothing about.
Truly. But you know who does know a lot about this show?
You know, I've guessed this before, and I'm going to do it again. Is it our guest?
It is our guest. Katie Chin is a Toronto-based comedian and producer who does all the live comedy. Stand-up, she got it. Sketch, hell yeah. Musical improv, abso-friggin-lutely. She is a proud weeb, nerd, and the recipient of the Tim Sims Award from Second City for Outstanding Comedy and Comedy Writing in 2022. Katie, what's up?
Hello!
What's up? Thank you so much for coming to talk about this show. I'm so excited because it seems like one of those shows that like we would really love, and we've just never gotten around to it. So I'm so excited to talk about it.
I mean, the fact that there's over 1,000 chapters and episode makes it one of the least accessible big medias that I think could exist.
Yeah, it's hard to imagine where one even starts. I assume the
beginning.
But it feels intimidating to see that much ahead of you and go, everyone loves this show. I know I will love this show. I don't have 1,000 episodes in me of a show. So before we even get into that, let's pretend someone listening to this has never heard of One Piece. And we're just like, I want to listen to an episode about a thing I never heard. Maybe it's about one piece of pie. I don't know. How would you explain this to people?
So it's a very good answer is like, what isn't One Piece? But if we actually, if we broke it down into one sentence, it's about a boy who wants to be the king of the pirates. So he goes on a big pirate adventure to achieve that goal. And the main way you achieve that goal is to get the One Piece, the biggest treasure of the previous pirate king. He, at the executioner stand, said, "You want my treasure? You can have it. I left it all in one piece." And that started the golden age of pirates in this world.
Oh,
okay.
sick.
So they're all trying to get it.
Everyone's trying to go for it. Where we are right now in time, it's kind of final arc-esque. So we're like, here are the final people who are going to be going for the One Piece and the title of Pirate King.
So wait, is it like wrapping up soon? Is that possible? Or is it just something that will exist forever?
It's been a long-running joke that for the past 15 years, One Piece has had 5 years left. But I think we are actually in the end game at this point.
Okay, so you think like narratively they're narrowing it down?
Yeah, like people are getting like eliminated from the competition kind of thing.
Ooh, okay.
And
Big
they're
moves.
like, recent chapter, they're like, they in the manga they're like, these are the final contestants, and we're like, okay, this does feel like it's it now. Some secrets are getting revealed that have been happening since the 90s. It's all a very exciting time.
Wow.
It's an old show.
I didn't realize it started in the 90s, but now that I think about it, how else do you get through 1,000 episodes? Time is a thing.
And it's also a manga. So did it start as a manga first and then became an anime?
Oh, that's right.
Most, it's a manga and then it became an anime. I don't know how far apart they are, but I feel like the anime also started in the 90s.
Yeah.
I'm mostly a manga person.
Okay.
Just because the anime is over 1,000 episodes.
Yes.
And
How
when
many manga are there?
Over 1,000 chapters.
That tracks. That makes sense.
It technically doesn't. You shouldn't have a similar number of chapters and episodes, but
Actually, that's true.
Chapters
that's a
are much
reality that
smaller.
we've all accepted.
Nothing can be done.
Slash kind of not, because they are remaking it after they did the live action. Netflix announced that they're going to do a remake of the animation.
What?
So we have One Piece right now, and now they're going to make the One Piece.
What? This is some Spider-Man ass bullshit. That's wild.
Yeah.
So have you watched through the anime?
I didn't even get to the time skip with the anime, but every so often you're like, that was a fun drawn thing. Now let's watch it.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. You're like, okay, how did they do this?
Yeah.
So you,
Because
like,
they
jump
stay
in.
very faithful to each other. There's barely any difference in the canons.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting. That's rare, I feel.
Is it the same writer who's writing for both of them?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. That makes sense.
Well, it's an anime adaptation, which means they take the source material and they just animate it.
Okay. How did you get into this? This 1,000 plus chapter show
It
manga.
all starts in high school.
Ooh.
I was in math class with a new girl from Japan, and she's like, have you read Full Metal Alchemist? And I'm like, no, what is that? She's like, it's a manga. And I said, what's a manga?
Incredible.
This was the start of my character.
Yeah.
So I read all of that. That was good. It ended during high school. I'm like, what else is out there? What's number one? And number one was One Piece. And during my grade 10 final exams, instead of studying for my final exams, I read all of One Piece up to that point.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, incredible. And here you are talking about it, and what are you doing with that other information? Nothing.
Yeah, math,
Nothing.
eat shit.
Yeah, science, who needs it?
Yeah, I left that world behind.
Incredible.
For pirates, but also there are science and robots in the One Piece.
Oh, sure, of course there are.
Does it take place in like the universe that it takes place in? Is it fantasy-esque? Is it obviously there's robots? Is it like a parallel to our universe? Where does it take place?
That's difficult to define, like, the genre, because the thing about One Piece is that the freedom of genre is just, it's as open-ended as it could possibly be for one world. It takes place mostly on a place called the Grand Line. The Grand Line is like where the sea route that all the pirates have to take so that they can find the One Piece. And otherwise it takes place on a planet that's mostly covered in water, which is why
Okay.
there's so many pirates. Everything's on an island. There's no, like, Pangea-esque
Oh, okay.
place to
Interesting.
be.
Oh, very cool.
Which is why on every single island, there's a different type of government, a different type of genre, a different type of, like, system of how the physics works, pretty much.
That's so interesting. It's almost like the sort of sci-fi element of like each planet is something different, right? Like that kind of Star Trek approach to
Yeah.
doing things, but like, yeah, with the ocean.
Yeah, like, you go to one place and it's gothic horror. You go to another place and there's dinosaurs. You go to another place and it's a completely futuristic sci-fi island where you can make, like, physical light structures out of science.
So you weren't kidding. This really has everything.
It has everything.
Wow.
Oh
Oh,
my-
my gosh.
What do you think? So this, as we've talked about, this is one of the big three animes, which includes Naruto and Bleach. What do you think sets this apart from the others?
I'm not sure if the big are the big three the same for manga as well.
Oh,
Yeah, they are the same for
Okay,
manga.
cool.
I mean, that's the big three of that time.
Yeah.
I think if you're in it present day, there's a lot of other ones that you could call the big three now. like
Okay.
the new big three.
Yeah,
I think My Hero Academia.
Yeah.
yes.
Black Clover. I don't know. I've mostly been keeping up with one.
Yeah. It's enough.
It's an investment.
It seems to me that if you Google big three, you will find nothing but endless arguments about what the big three are now.
Probably.
Yeah.
Anime nerds, we love to argue.
Yeah. It's
About
part
all
of the
of the
culture.
bits.
Yeah. What's the fun if you're not arguing?
Let's see, what sets One Piece apart? It's hard. I haven't seen Bleach. I saw one episode of Bleach, and it's not that it wasn't fun to watch, but it's just like I can't watch 600 episode things.
I do
And
have
also
to like
have a
work
life,
and
yeah.
eat and like.
But I don't know. One Piece is just amazing. It's got character. It's got humor. It's got the feels. It's got a plot. It's got themes. All of the things that you want in a story.
It just ticks all the boxes.
Ticks all the boxes.
Yeah, from what I saw reading about it, a lot of people talked about how it takes itself a little less seriously than some other of the sort of like big.
It revels in how it doesn't take itself
Oh,
seriously.
that's fun.
Sometimes there are bits where like, ooh, here it is, the big power up, and then it's like, no, Gotcha.
So it likes to like turn on
He's
you
a
and stuff.
cactus.
What?
That's his big power up now. That's an example. That doesn't actually happen.
Okay.
Or does
But it could.
It could.
But it could.
The thing is, you could tell me anything happens in this based on what you've described, and I'd be like, yeah, I believe you. I believe that happened.
Because also, from what I understand, the powers don't have any particular like structure. Like there's something called there's fruits, dragon fruits? No,
There's
not
devil
dragon fruits.
fruits.
That's real. Dragon fruits are real things.
But there is
Well,
a
they give
dragon
me
fruit.
power.
Okay, well that's good.
There's 2 power systems in One Piece.
Okay.
For like the first half of the show, it was all about devil fruits.
Okay.
Which still exist in the post time skip. There's a time skip. But the devil fruits are you eat it, and in exchange for losing the ability to swim, you get some sort of special power that's special to you and the fruit that you just ate.
They can't swim? That's the exchange?
That is the exchange.
That seems like a real problem when you're a pirate.
It is.
Pirates swim all the goddamn time.
Well, that's why you have the non-devil fruit users to fish you out of the water. If you
Okay,
fall in.
great. Okay, that's a good strategy.
It's part of the humor.
Would you eat one of the fruits if it meant that you couldn't swim in this pirate world?
It's hard to say. Maybe if it meant I could fly or something,
but
but
you
like
don't know
I
until you eat it.
love swimming.
Yes.
So swimming is the superpower.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they just eat it, and it like says, now this is gone, and now you have random powers.
So, there's something called the Devil Fruit Encyclopedia that every so often sporadically exists. So sometimes you know what the power is.
It sporadically comes in and out of
Yeah.
existence.
But sometimes they're like, here's a devil fruit, we don't know what it does. Try it out, and then he became a giraffe. Like that's
Sure. Yeah. So specifically, wait, was that an example or was that specific?
That one was real.
Okay, see now. No.
Can he turn in and out of a giraffe, or is he just a giraffe?
Yes. So there's 3 types of devil fruits. There's paramecia,
Okay.
which is kind of like a body modification. So the main character, Luffy, he ate the Gomu Gomu no Mi, the gum gum fruit, which gives him rubber-like powers.
Okay.
And so he can stretch his body, and that's his big thing. Is he like uses his elasticity to like make a really good punch.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bit of a Mr. Fantastic kind of situation.
Yeah. And then there's a lot of paramecias like that. Then there's the Zoan types, which basically lets you turn into an animal hybrid, and your human form, so you can switch in and out.
Okay.
Dope.
So the giraffe, he could turn into a giraffe hybrid, and he used his like neck to fight with his sword. Good.
Yeah,
he was
yeah,
still
yeah.
a sword user.
Did he hold it in his mouth? Like swing it around, extra reach?
It was a giraffe with a sword?
It was a giraffe with a sword.
Ah, I love this show already. Tell me
There's
more.
a dog that's a gun. There's
Yeah,
an elephant that's a sword.
What? The elephant is a sword?
The elephant is a sword. They managed to get a sword to eat a devil fruit so that it was also an elephant.
Does a sword have a mouth?
We don't know. We don't know how. We just know a scientist figured it out.
Perfect show.
Perfect
show.
And then finally, there's the Logia type devil fruits, which are like the rarest type, which let you turn into an element.
Whoa. Okay, that
Whoa.
seems.
So that one's cool because you can like fly and stuff.
Oh,
But if you
dope.
turn into water, how does that work if you can't swim?
I don't think there's been any canon like liquid fruits.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, thank
Well,
God.
good. We sorted that out.
Ugh. Thank God there's a rule in place for that
Yeah.
one.
For a thousands of episode show, a lot of like stuff holds up. Like you don't look back and go, wait a second, this
Really?
is not this contradicts something that happens earlier. There's few little bits, but I don't think there's anything that breaks the world.
No way.
That's impressive.
That's so hard. Because, like, even in much shorter properties, there are so many plot holes.
I think it helps that it's been one guy writing it this entire time.
Man, that's so impressive. That's a marathon artistic
yeah,
effort.
we praise our Lord Oda.
Yes. Who is the creator of the show?
Ichiro Oda.
Okay.
He's been doing it just since the very beginning.
Yeah, I was going to ask, is he known for anything else? But how would you be if you had been doing this since the 90s?
He's done a few other little works, but he's mostly known for One Piece. And a few of his other works, he's just tied right back into One Piece, so now it's all still the same thing.
Incredible.
I love
Yeah, so he's
that.
built this mega world to play in.
Mm-hmm.
Amazing.
So if someone wanted to get into this, what's the avenue? Would you say live action, manga, anime? Like, how does one jump into this world?
A live action is actually not a terrible way to start. Like, there's a few things that like are brought up earlier that or happen 100 chapters later, but it like doesn't ruin your experience. I don't think that's just a good. I think it's 8-episode summary of what happens in the first arc. Because otherwise, if you read the manga, you have to get around what we consider maybe 4 arcs in before we let you decide if you like it or not.
Oh no.
I get that though. I have some TV shows where I'm like, okay, listen, I know the first season, it's not as good, but you have to get all the way through the first season and halfway through the second season, and then you get to decide if it's bad.
Yeah, for this one, it's like, okay, you have Romance Dawn, Orange Town, Syrup Village. Once you get to Baratier, if you didn't like it by Baratier, you're not going to like it. But Arlong, which happens right after, is like peak One Piece for that prologue, and it's 100-episode long prologue.
And that's the prologue?
Yeah.
That's before the log.
Yeah.
I'm never going to stop marveling at how large this is.
Oh my gosh. So the live action does those in those 8 episodes, kind of brings you up to speed. Because
Yeah.
I've heard with this, there's a lot of filler, like a lot of things that kind of, I don't know where I heard this, but a lot of episodes that are kind of like, you don't really need this to follow the storyline. It's just kind of a fun little side episode. How do you find the pacing of the story? And do you think there's things that people can skip?
Yeah, the pacing of the manga is fine, especially if you're not reading it week to week. If you're just consuming it right from the very beginning, I think the pacing is fine. A lot of complaints for the manga are because as you read it week to week, we're like, okay, this fight has been going on for months for us.
Like a very Dragon Ball Z vibe?
Yeah, but if like you're reading it just from the beginning, you're like, oh, this fight took me 5 minutes to read.
Right, okay.
But for the anime, the thing about filler is that, unfortunately, you can't usually skip any episodes. What they do is they do in-episode filler, where to prevent the show from running out of material, they just stretch out every episode. So they have people talking slower. They have a punch take like 2 minutes.
Oh my
and
God.
then cut to everybody making reactions.
Right. Classic Dragon Ball Z also, just the like, it takes a minute to power up.
They're like, this is it. It's the punch. Let's flash back to why this punch is thematically important to what's about to happen.
And then show you every inch of the wind-up into the punch.
Yeah, and then once the punch actually connects, there's like the classic pushing back and forth on the punch.
Totally how punches work.
Cut to the face of one person being like, ah. Cut to the face of the other person going, oh. Until, I don't know, someone wins the punch.
And that's episode 5.
Yeah, and then it goes, to be continued.
Oh my
See the
gosh.
conclusion of the punch in episode 1546.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that sounds like it would be a certain pacing thing to get used to.
There is a project called One Pace, where a bunch of fans cut up the episodes so that you could watch it at approximate manga pace, but I have not tried out that.
Not delved in.
That sounds like
delved
such
in.
a big effort.
Yeah, that's the problem. The show is very good, but it's so difficult to get people to buy in because we're like, here's the buy-in, and you're like, that's a year of my life.
Yeah, 100%. Which is great if that's what you're looking for. Then you're in the right place. But I almost think about like even reading the manga is like, I don't like reading on digital, so how would I even get my hands on how many books would that be?
Over 70.
Like, wow. That's a lot. That's actually not as many as I thought it would be, though.
I know. I thought it was going to be like
Hundreds.
a room full of this and
100%.
only this.
So that actually sounds way more manageable.
Yeah, I'm like 70. I just pulled out of my head.
Oh, no.
because I'm
Okay,
like,
great.
I went to an Indigo and was like, "There's number 70. There's
Oh,
definitely
okay.
more than that."
Got it. So that's what they had up until. So there might be more, but still, that's a fairly large. Like I thought, Wheel of Time was long, and that's like 14 books.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. I think you can read. I think if I started from the beginning and read it again, I could still do it.
Okay. So that's manageable. That honestly sounds more manageable than 1,000 episodes.
Yeah, I would say my recommendation is to read it if you want to just consume it really fast.
Yeah.
The anime is slow paced. I think you could try waiting for the One Piece and see if that is better.
Yeah, a little less slow. Yeah. What did you think of the Netflix show?
I had a really good time.
Yeah?
I watched it with my parents who have no connection to One Piece, had no idea what was happening. My dad almost didn't read it when I told him that they hadn't found the One Piece yet.
I mean, that's the whole thing's gonna be over when that happens.
I said, you can. Of course, I haven't found the One Piece yet. And he's like, what do you mean it's 1,000 episodes in and they haven't found it yet? I'm like, you don't get it.
It's a big world. They have stuff to do to find it.
Yeah, they're already on the second half of the Grand Line. They've had almost all of the poneglyphs.
Duh, Dad.
Dad, you don't
Obviously.
get it.
But yeah, so I watched the live action with my parents. They had a good time. I had a good time. There are a lot of like references and little bits that you can nerd out about if you're a fan.
That's cool.
And then if you are new to One Piece, then you're gonna also enjoy it because the story's good.
Yeah.
That's great. That's hitting a real sweet spot when it comes to adaptations, that it's fun for both categories.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're all very happy about that because for us veterans of One Piece,
Do you have a fandom name?
I don't think so.
Fans of
And the
One
fans are
Piece.
going to be so mad at me that I don't know what we're calling.
You're not in trouble. It's okay.
You're not in trouble. You're not in trouble. We'll protect you.
But I don't think we do. Maybe like the Straw Hats or
That would make
Mugiwara,
sense, yeah.
which is Straw Hat in Japanese.
Cool. Okay, the Straw Hat Pirates. That's what Monkey's crew is called, right? Can you walk us through sort of some of the key elements there? That's hard, probably, because it probably changes a lot, doesn't it?
I'm like, we're already missing so much material just because I haven't even talked about the second power system yet.
Oh yeah, talk about that.
Okay. So we had the devil fruits. And for the longest time, we thought Logias were invincible because if you try to punch them, they'll just turn into their element and fly away. But then we learned about a system called Haki, which is like an embodiment of willpower that lets you punch anything you want.
Wait, what?
That's very simplified. There's 3 types of Haki. So I said there were 3 types of devil fruits.
Yep.
There's 3 types of Haki.
Okay.
There's armament Haki, which allows you to kind of like fortify your body so that you can take punches better.
Cool.
There's observation Haki, which allows you to kind of to see better.
Like tactically observe things so you can avoid them?
Like higher level observation Haki lets you see like the future.
Whoa.
Holy shit.
It can also kind of let you see an attack coming so that you can avoid it type of thing or see things from further away.
Yeah, whoa.
And then there's a Conqueror's Haki, which is the rarest one, only embodied by conquerors who want to like become the king of the pirates kind of thing, or just have some sort of ambition that makes you want to be the top of your field.
Right.
So do the remaining contestants going for the One Piece now, do they all have that one, the
Yes.
Conqueror?
Oh, no, they do not all have Conqueror's Haki.
Can you have more than one at a time?
You can have all 3.
Oh, okay.
The people vying for the One Piece, they need to have all 3. In fact, they need to have the advanced versions of all 3.
There's advanced versions?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah. When they started using advanced Conqueror's Haki, I'm like, this is all of them now. Because, advanced armament Haki lets you, like, spread out your Haki into a person so that you can punch them harder.
Whoa.
So, like, armament, it's for defense, but it's also for offense. That's what lets you punch Logia users, basically.
Oh.
Observation, that's the future sight. And then Conqueror's Haki, that's hard. It's like, it allows you to fight other Conqueror's Haki users better if you can use advanced.
So like,
Great.
it's like becoming Super Saiyan. Like you're not going to be Super Saiyan and fight just a regular person. You got to also be Super Saiyan, I assume. I've never also watched Dragon Ball. It's too long.
Yeah.
I'm scared.
It's kind of Super Saiyan-esque. Luffy's got his own special kind of like Super Saiyan powers.
What? Did he get it from a fruit?
It's a combination of his fruit and like Haki, I would say.
Dang.
Cool.
Because there's also upgraded versions of Devil Fruits.
Of course
it's
there
a
are,
very
yes.
long series.
Yeah. They had to keep inventing new ways to get powers.
So what, Monkey D. Luffy, what's his whole deal? What makes him such a lovable protagonist? Because like people clearly love this character. You have to spend 1,000 episodes with a character rooting for them.
Mhm.
What is it about this person?
He's a very charismatic guy. He knows what he wants. He's goofy and like just even in the world, everybody. I was gonna say everybody loves him, but that's not true because he's got enemies that don't like him.
Yes.
But, think about him. There's a reason we all love him. Like he does embody all of the themes of the world. There's like willpower. He's just always gonna go whatever he wants. He says in the first episode, "I want to be king of the pirates," and today he's going, I'm going to be king of the pirates. The way he gets all of his crewmates, he's just got a big sense of kind of his own justice.
Ooh, interesting.
Because he's a pirate, right? There are also the Marines in the world, and they all have their own sense of justice. But there's a whole thing with the Marines.
Right, so the Marines are sort of like the big government system because pirates are still like illegal in theory, the same way they would be in our world.
Yeah, they have bounty posters. We all want to hunt. The Marines want to hunt them down.
Right.
But the Marines work for the world government, and the world government is very corrupt.
Right, okay.
So, like, when things go wrong and the Marines are corrupt and there's nothing that can save the village, Monkey D. Luffy comes in and goes like, I'm here to save the day.
Right, so he's kind of that like renegade
Vigilante justice.
But he doesn't want to be labeled a hero because heroes give away all of the meat and he wants to eat it. Is literally something he said once.
That's a good way to put it.
Don't call me a hero.
Yeah. He wants the gold. He wants to be the king.
Incredible. So this show's often lauded for its world building. Can you run us through the politics of it? So we've got the Marines, we've got this world government, we've got the pirates. How do they all interact with each other? How many pirates are there even?
Yeah.
There's so many.
This isn't like, oh, there's like 4 different, groups of pirates. There's like hundreds, thousands.
No. There's like, there was a point where one time Oda thought a chapter was boring, so he introduced the 11 supernovas.
What?
Who were all captains of their own entire crews of people.
Whoa. You're just like, I gotta shake it up.
Yeah.
Why not? Here's these super guys.
Yeah. For the nerds, I know one of the supernovas is actually the second hand of one of the other supernovas. And also, actually 2 of them were. 2 of them are second hands. It's fine.
Don't worry about it.
Don't get mad. Don't get mad.
But and that's just a microcosm because there was so many pirates. That's just one generation of pirates, and there's like 3 important generations of pirates.
Do you ever find yourself losing track of all these pirates? Because I know that I got like maybe 12 seasons into Drag Race and I couldn't keep track. So like, do you have trouble tracking who all these people are?
I think at the beginning, no, but we just reached a point where I can no longer absorb information about more characters.
Like you've done it. You've packed that box as full as it'll go.
Yeah, like we reached the Wano arc and they introduced so many new people, and I'm like, that's it. Dressrosa just happened, and there was like a tournament arc where everybody was named and had their own special powers and came from their own special race, and I'm like, I already can't. I can't with more.
Give me a break.
Just show me more about what the Straw Hats are up to.
So the Straw Hats are kind of the main ones. Are there other like sort of main groups of pirates that you see often? Because obviously it sounds like there's a lot that they add in over the time. But they're like, are there a few core characters and bands of pirates?
Straw Hat Luffy's and his crew are for sure the main ones. I guess some other important ones. For a while, there were the Whitebeard Pirates, who were like the rivals of the previous Pirate King.
Okay.
And the Pirate King's crew separated in the past after he was executed. Shanks, who was basically like Luffy's Obi-Wan-esque mentor at the beginning, he's still around with the Red Hair Pirates. Shanks has red hair.
Very, very hair and hat related so far, I'm seeing.
Whitebeard, red hair, straw hat.
It's like when someone asks you for an improv suggestion, you're like, I don't know, a plant. Great.
Yeah, everything you just see in front of you. Yeah.
And like, this is just going to keep making it go because the Blackbeard Pirates,
of course,
are also a big deal.
I feel like we knew that was coming. Yeah.
Do they have real pirates that are like from mythology that appear in this world? Because obviously Blackbeard just made me think of the real pirate.
Actual Blackbeard inspires 3 different characters.
Whoa, really?
Yeah, so Blackbeard, Whitebeard, and 1/3 guy.
But not Redbeard.
But not red.
Okay, unrelated.
But are there other ones that show up, like, or that might have been inspired that you know of?
I think everyone is not everyone. A lot of the characters are inspired by other pirates. Like the Supernovas, I can't possibly try naming all of them, but most of them are based off of other pirates. For example, there's Eustace Kidd is one of the pirates.
Kidd, yeah, Captain Kidd.
Trafalgar Law, I think, is based on a pirate.
Yeah.
Nerds, you know it. It's fine. There's Jewelry Bonnie. who I know
Okay,
should
yeah,
be
yeah,
based on
yeah.
somebody.
Yeah, Bonnie was a pirate.
And those are the 3 main ones that are important at
The
this point
obvious
in
ones.
time.
Yeah, yeah, cool. Interesting. Yeah, that I mean makes sense. It sounds like he knows his pirate history.
Knows his pirate history. He knows there's a Nordic thing that's probably gonna happen soon, so he's gonna put in a whole bunch of
Like Vikings,
Vikings?
and stuff?
Viking stuff.
Cool. OG pirates.
Yeah, red-haired Shanks. He's very Nordic in vibe.
Cool.
Very cool.
If you see his ship, everyone's got a fun personality ship where you see this ship and you're like, I get the vibe of this crew.
Ooh,
Yeah.
really? Like
Yeah.
what?
Red-haired Shanks, his looks Nordic. It's got kind of the head that would make you
Yeah,
think
the classic Viking.
Viking.
Yeah.
For a while, yeah, on Monkey D. Luffy's ship, he was on the Going Merry, and now he's on the Thousand Sunny. It's just kind of a jovial vibe.
Yeah.
We all like it. Big Mom is one of the pirates.
Big Mom.
I love
What's
her.
Big Mom's deal?
She's all about food. She loves to eat.
Hell yeah. I want
Part
to be
of
on
her
that ship.
Backstory. Part of her backstory, and this gets dark, is that one time she went into a feeding frenzy and accidentally ate all of her friends and family.
Never mind. I don't want to be on that ship. I don't
Oh, yeah,
want to be
no,
in
no,
that ship. Never mind.
No, she's like a bad guy.
No kidding. Wow.
She's got 58 kids. I think it's 58.
Still or?
Yeah, they're still around. She definitely almost killed one.
Oh my
But then
God.
they brought him back to life.
That is some very cool character building
Yeah.
though, because you hear that and I'm immediately like, wow, what a cool monstrous character. I want to know more about that character.
Yeah, and her ship's it's pink and I think it's candy-esque because she likes candy. All of her islands are food-based.
Whoa.
Incredible.
It just sounds like the amount of theming and if there's something you like, there's probably a pirate that
Yep.
enjoys it.
You want to see her? That's the Whole Cake Island arc, where all of the islands are made out of food.
Oh my God.
And it's kind of got an Alice in Wonderland vibe.
Whoa, cool,
That's so
weird.
fun.
Oh.
So she sounds like a villain, but are there other villains that you would least like to run into on a desert island? Who are the big baddies?
Okay, on a desert island.
Or
Not a
an
dessert island.
Very good.
Thank you.
Blackbeard's probably the worst guy that we know of. There's a few maybe hiding in the wings still that we haven't seen yet. But Blackbeard, he got his powers by finding the devil fruit with another guy who was also inspired by Blackbeard, just his name, I think, because we don't really know anything about him.
Right.
And then Blackbeard killed him to steal the fruit. Blackbeard used to be part of Whitebeard's crew, and then he betrayed them so that he could get this fruit and start his own crew.
A beard mutiny.
Beard
Mutiny.
A mutiny.
Beard mutiny.
A mutiny.
So he's very aiming for the top and will cut everybody down to get there.
Right, he'll do whatever it
So
takes.
if he could use your body as a raft to get off that island, he will. So
Right.
that's who you don't want to be on an island with.
Rude.
Okay, don't like that.
Is there one that you want to meet? Let's be buds.
Let's be buds. One of the Straw Hats for sure.
Oh, villain-wise, though.
Oh, villain.
Is there a villain that you like? I could chill with this guy on a desert island.
We just scroll through the dozens of pirates.
Going through the encyclopedia.
Okay,
occasionally
there's a
shows up.
villain called Foxy, and I would want to chill with him.
Yeah?
He just seems like he's a very game-oriented guy. So if we were stuck on a desert island together, I'm like, okay, we're gonna make the best of this. We're gonna have a good time.
Let's just have some fun.
Yeah, his whole arc is based on gaming.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, how so? What's the story there?
This is the Long Ring Longland arc
Okay.
on Long Ring Longland, which is
Tracks.
an island entirely based on how long things are.
What? That's incredible.
What is this guy doing when he's coming up with these things?
I don't know, but I love it.
Oh my god. I'm
It's-
obsessed.
Whatever's going on in this guy's brain, I love it. I want it. That's incredible. Okay, so based on how long things are.
Yeah, that's the gimmick of the island.
Okay.
And the Foxy Pirates and the Straw Hat Pirates meet up, and Fox is like, we challenge you to a game, a Davy back fight, which will determine who gets who as crewmates, basically. Kind of a swap thing.
Oh boy.
And the Straw Hat's like, we don't want to lose anybody. And Fox is like, we want to steal your guys. And
Why would they agree to this?
I don't...
Story.
Because
they
Because
did.
story.
if I,
Because things are measured by
it's
length.
been a while, but Luffy was probably just like, yeah, sounds like fun. Let's do it.
I love a
And they're like,
fight.
oh no, stakes.
Oh no, reasons.
So that was Foxy, and they're like, okay, here's like a hoop game, here's a ball game, and here's a like beat each other up game.
Oh, yeah. You know, the 3 types of
Three
games.
types of games.
Yeah. The Olympics are on right now.
Yeah.
As from what I understand, those are the three
Yes.
types.
Absolutely. Those are the 3 type of events.
So if him and I were stuck on an island, we'd find some games, we'd play them until either we're rescued or die. I don't know.
Yeah.
One or the other.
One or the
2
other.
options
Whichever-
for the
the
3
two
types of
yeah.
games.
Yes. If you ate a devil fruit, what kind of power do you think you'd have? Which kind of devil fruit would you eat? And then what would you hope that the outcome would be?
Ooh, okay. Probably, obviously one of the Logias, because almost all of those let you fly.
Oh, yeah. That sounds fun.
Yeah. The one that turns you into lightning.
I mean, yeah, I can't argue with that. That sounds good.
There's a lightning fruit. It's very useful. You could, what's the word? Solve world peace by just giving infinite energy to everybody.
That's true.
That's true. That would be good. That
And
would be good.
There's
know-
one part where they almost kill him, the guy who actually has it, and he restarts his heart. I'm like, great.
Whoa.
What?
That's
Good
pretty
stuff.
neat.
That's sick. Also, in a world that's mostly water, I feel like that would be like, you'd be a god.
Yeah.
Like, people would not mess with you.
Yeah, it's a real Zeus situation.
Yeah.
He thought he was a god. He was a bad guy.
Uh-oh. That's not
Oh.
good.
He was part of the Skypiea arc, the island that was in the sky.
How do
Okay.
you get up there with boats?
It was a whole thing.
You take the fruit that makes you fly.
Sure, yeah.
They used the knock-up stream, the stream that goes up.
Oh, that's cool. Oh, I love this. I love that anything goes. This is so great.
That's the whole thing about Oda, is that he wanted to draw whatever he wanted. He wanted to be the most free, in his own words.
Right.
So he made a character where anything goes, basically. He made a world where anything goes. And so he draws whatever he wants.
That's so cool.
And we all love that for him.
That's so cool. And for you.
And for
like
us.
it's such a fun like playground, like truly the sandbox of all sandboxes.
Does he draw all of his own manga as well?
I'm pretty sure he has assistants.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's
like a
based on
team.
his style, and
Yeah.
that's rad as hell.
I've heard the art style's really cool as well.
Yeah, it's more simplistic than most manga, but that doesn't mean it's not fun.
No.
Also, it's been decades. He's gotten better as time has gone on.
Oh, that must be really neat to like see the evolution of the drawing.
Yeah.
What's your favorite story arc in this series so far? Is there one that just sticks out with you?
Yeah, whatever your first instinct is.
Ennie's Lobby.
Ooh, what's
What's
that?
that?
I've heard of that one.
Yeah, that's the one most people consider peak One Piece because it embodies so much, like being a crew, just like a family, basically. Nakama, as they say. Beating the world government.
Love that.
Cool fights.
Yeah.
A cool world. Because that's the one that kind of starts in a world that's perpetually sinking, so they built a sea train.
Whoa.
And then they go face off the world government just so that they can get one of their crewmates back. There's a lot of emotion in that arc.
Ooh.
That's the... Yeah,
It's
I'm
the
just
good
thinking
stuff.
about the things that make you cry, and there's at least 2 in there that are just
Oh.
like, I'm shaking my fist. Good stuff.
Oh, I love that.
Oh, chef's kiss.
That stuff where you're like, oh, I hate that this is happening, but I love that it's happening.
I'm thinking about the things that made me cry, and I'm like, yeah, let's cry, baby.
yeah, so cathartic.
Yeah, sometimes they're like, whoa, we didn't think that this would make us cry. And the One Piece fans know what I'm talking about.
I feel like so much of what I know about shonen, and because this is a shonen, which is typically, I think, referred to as boys' stories. Big quotes with my fingies
Is
there.
that right?
Yeah, there's shoujo, which is more girl stories, like a Sailor Moon would be a shoujo, and
okay.
this is a shonen.
Fascinating.
But it's interesting that you're talking about these emotional arcs because I don't like, as far as I know, that's not a huge component of a traditional shonen story. So is that like, how do they weave that in and keep people on board when they're getting into these emotional moments? Like, how do they hook you in?
I would say the characters, the big emotional things that start from the very beginning are all flashback stuff. It's a running joke that people only die in the flashback.
Really?
Yeah,
That's funny.
The most devastating deaths happen in the flashbacks.
Oh no.
And it's great because I think it's a pretty classic shonen thing at this point where someone has a weird character quirk and then it's explained in the most devastating way in their flashback.
Oh, so you're like, hey, that's funny. Oh, it's not funny.
Yeah.
Oh, they're broken.
Oh, she's obsessed with money. Oh, it's because she was like threatened with death unless she could raise enough money to save her village, kind of thing, when she was 8 years old.
Oh, that's not funny anymore. Oh, devastating. Oh.
So, like a lot of media, the characters are what draw you in. You get invested. Everybody's got a dream, and a lot of emotional investment goes into people wanting to achieve their dreams. And if your dreams die, then you die too. Like, another joke, or just canon, is that Luffy never kills his villains because by beating them up, he's just prevented them from achieving their dreams, and he thinks that's a worse fate.
Whoa.
Oh.
I mean, that's kind of a cool thing because it allows him to stay heroic, even though he wouldn't put it that way. But like to the fans, like he's the Batman thing. He like never actually kills anybody.
Mm-hmm.
That's smart.
Badass.
That's smart.
That's very cool.
I mean, does that come back to bite him in the ass, or do they literally walk away being like, "Well, dreams shattered. I gotta go."
He is never, no one's ever bit him in the ass about it.
So he's right. He's right. That shattering of dreams.
Yeah.
It'll get
Sometimes
you.
people end up better off than they were before.
That can happen if your dreams are problematic.
Yeah, some people have risen back up to try to achieve their dreams again, but Luffy's gonna get there before them.
Yeah. Yeah,
He's gonna
you
be
know.
the king of the pirates.
Oh my goodness. Okay. What is the nerdiest thing you've done in relation to your love of One Piece? Other than devoting 1,000+ chapters.
The nerdiest thing I've done for One Piece. Gone to Japan and just done a lot of One Piece stuff.
That's cool.
Sick.
Oh, what'd you do in Japan?
So there was this thing, this park that existed for like 6 months or 4 years. I can't remember. Not very long, but I managed to get there at the perfect time for something called J-World, which was a in-mall theme park for a whole bunch of Shonen Jump stuff.
Cool.
So there was Naruto stuff, there was Bleach stuff, and then there was the One Piece stuff.
Oh, cool.
What was it?
They had like a little miniature Going Merry,
Fun.
which is the Straw Hat ship.
Yeah.
There were little games. I think I was there when almost everything was closed, so I mostly just got to walk around. But that was very cool.
Probably still pretty cool to see like
Yeah.
all of it done up that way.
Yeah.
To feel like immersed in it. If there's a character from the show that you could cosplay as, who would you pick? You could, and anything. It doesn't have to be based on skill that you like, any of your like crafting skills. Just anyone.
Yeah, if you could just summon it into existence.
Just summon it into pause for thinking.
Yeah, we can cut
Brooke.
the pause out.
Brooke would be very fun if I could achieve that. He's the Afro skeleton.
What?
Oh, I keep seeing pictures of him. What's his whole deal?
His whole deal, so if we're gonna go deep into his whole deal, his main deal is that he's a musician. So he ate the revive fruit, which meant when he died, he would come back to life.
Oh my god.
Whoa.
But when he died, his soul got lost in fog for 3 years.
Oops.
So when his soul went back into his body, he was just a skeleton.
Oh my god, yes.
This guy is rad looking.
Yeah,
Look
you-
him up if you're listening. Do
Yeah.
a quick Google. He
The-
is so cool.
The art is really cool.
He's very cool. He makes a lot of skull jokes. So he'd be like, "Wow, I can't believe I'm seeing this with my own eyes. Of course I don't have any eyes."
Classic skeleton humor. Classic.
Oh, so good. If you had to cosplay Kyah as someone, who would Kyah be?
Ooh,
in
who
the
would I
show?
be? You can say anything and I'll believe you.
I bet you'd have fun dressing up as Sanji.
Yeah, who's that?
He's the chef on Straw Hat. He always looks really dapper.
Fun.
Yeah, and he's always serving food. He's always cooking. He's got a pervert running gag.
Perfect. Great. I'll take it.
But he's also very cool when he gets in his fights, and he's got a good motherly vibe too.
Nice.
Like where he puts on his apron and he likes cooking for everybody.
Love this.
He doesn't believe in letting anybody go hungry, which was a detriment during his arc because people were like, I'm hungry. And they're like, if you feed them, they're going to get the power to beat all of us up. And he's like, I don't care. And then they get fed and then they try to beat everybody up. And then Luffy comes and he beats all of them up.
Oh,
Nice.
Good
I
stuff.
I mean,
Spoilers.
I would stand by that. I think that's good behavior.
Yeah.
that's the right thing to do.
Yeah,
Don't let people go hungry.
Exactly. I love this. This is I will happily be pervert chef. Pervert chef. There we
Pervert
go.
chef.
Nailing it.
Amazing.
Okay, what about Steph?
I mean, Nami was a pretty safe
Oh.
bet.
Who's Nami?
Nami is the navigator of the Straw Hats.
Cool.
Oh, she looks cool.
Yeah. She's the one with the sad power, and she's obsessed with money because of her sad backstory.
Oh,
Also
yeah.
known as a
Sanji's
cat
art-
burglar.
Yeah, she's a cat burglar.
Oh,
Nami.
cool.
Sick.
So Sanji is the main character of like the Baratier arc.
Okay.
Though you could argue that Zoro was a very important thing because of a fight that happened. And then Nami's main arc was the Arlong arc, which is like the heart and pinnacle of the whole prologue.
Again, this is
Amazing.
all prologue.
Not everything I've been saying. Most of it has been pre-time skip, though, which is very alarming for both of you. The prologue ended around episode 550. And
Oh
we're
my
at
God, really?
Yeah.
Holy
So
shit.
wait, hang on. So half of the thing is prologue.
No, the prologue is 100 chapters.
Okay.
The time skip happens at around 509.
Okay, that tracks. I'm following. I just want to get my head around
And we're
it.
all post-time skip now.
Great. Now we're on the other side of that. How long is the time skip?
2 chapters.
2 chapters. That's how far ahead it skipped?
Oh, you mean how many years
yes.
went by?
Yes.
2 years.
2 years.
Oh.
Great. Excellent.
So that they could all train to be better for the second half of the Grand Line.
Oh, okay. Cool.
They have to get ready for the final number of people that they'll have to be ready for. Question. If you were the captain of your own ship and you were recruiting a crew from this, and I know that the Straw Hat Pirates are the smallest crew. They only have 10 people in their
Yeah.
crew, I think, is what I had seen about it.
Until you get to the Straw Hat Grand Fleet, but that's a different thing.
Did they meet up with other Straw Hats? No, there's no way there's other Straw Hats. They make more Straw Hats?
They have a fleet. You know, like a pirate fleet.
They have a fleet now.
Oh,
Where,
sick.
where they acquire more boats.
More boats, more people.
Yeah.
Who do you want to have on your ship? You're running your own pirate ship. What skills are you looking for on your ship if you were going for the One Piece?
Okay, so then you need a navigator.
Yep.
Obviously, the Grand Line is very difficult to get through because normal compasses do not work.
Oh, whoa. Really? Why?
Magnetic fields.
Oh, yeah. That's usually why. Yeah. No, that tracks. That's science for sure.
Okay, we got a navigator.
And thinking through all of the navigators, Beppo would be fun.
Yeah.
He's a bear.
Just a bear.
He's just a bear.
Fantastic.
I love
Does he
him.
have a sword that he puts in his mouth? Is this a giraffe situation or?
I believe he has a Sulong-esque form.
Excellent.
So he is, as far as I know, just a bear.
Perfect.
That
I
can
love it.
talk.
That's honestly, what more could you want? Just needed to know if he had something else in his mouth.
Mm-hmm.
I
Okay.
love him.
So, Beppo,
Beppo.
the bear navigator.
Bear
love
navigator.
it. Great start.
Yep. You don't need one, but helmsman has been very useful. And you know what? Let's take Jinbei off of the Straw Hats.
Yeah.
He's just a very fatherly guy.
Love.
He's always just doing his best. And it's funny because he's a serious character, and he's like, I'm here to do the serious thing. We're going to let the captain take the lead kind of thing. And everyone's like, what are you doing? Luffy cannot take the lead right now. He's too silly a guy.
That's funny. That's a good dynamic to have the silly guy in charge and the serious guy always playing by the rules.
We have... You need a chef. You gotta have a chef on your
You
boat.
gotta eat.
I'm like, I can't steal all of the Straw Hats. I'm gonna try and spread it out.
Love it.
I'm gonna try and get like one person per ship that I think of. Let's see, who would be a fun chef? Just for the lulls, let's get Killer, who's not a chef at all.
Perfect.
His whole vibe is that he's a swordsman, but you know what? I bet he could cut up some sashimi for all of us.
It's true. He's probably real good at that.
Yeah. He doesn't have a devil fruit, so he could dive down, get some fish,
Hey.
swim back up, get it.
Sick.
Solid plan.
killer for the cook. Let's see. I've got a cook. I've got a helmsman.
Yeah,
and I've got a
navigator.
navigator.
And you're the captain.
I'm the captain.
Yep.
Let's get a doctor on board.
That's probably important.
I could break my rule immediately and get Trafalgar Law, who is a captain right now, but he's got the Ope Ope no Mi, which
Okay.
is a very good doctor. You know what? No, I'll take Dr. Correja.
Who's that?
She is, she's just this 140-year-old woman on a mountain.
She sounds doctorly. Is she just on a mountain, or does she have mountain-related powers?
Nope, I think she's just a doctor on a mountain.
Fantastic.
She also looks like a badass.
Yeah.
What does she look like?
She's like a rock star looking. She's got like a crop top and flames up her pants
Oh,
and
hell
like
yeah.
a low-rise jean and long flowing gray hair.
That is straight up not what I imagined the first time. I
I
love
know. This is badass.
that. Really cool.
Sick.
Okay, so that's your doctor.
Yeah,
Anyone
me.
else?
We'll get a carpenter type person.
Oh, that's smart, like a Wayne Smith.
Yeah, and I'll take Polly for that. I feel like his name's Polly. He's not on a ship. He just lives on the island of shipbuilders.
Excellent. Yep, good.
But you need that guy there because
do.
what if something happens to your ship?
Yeah. You
And
need to be able to build more ship.
And he had fun kind of like rope powers. Like not literal devil fruit or anything. He just was good with rope.
Oh, neat.
So
That's fun.
Yeah. Don't see enough of that in the world, weirdly enough.
Yeah.
So let's see more of that.
Love it.
Just learning your skills without a fruit or a special power. We invest in our time and
That's
we
right.
like it.
Get your 10,000 hours, you know?
We need someone who can read poneglyphs is actually very important. So we're going to take Pudding for that.
Okay.
Charlotte Pudding. Big Mom's daughter.
Oh, that tracks.
One
yeah.
of many.
Didn't get eaten, though.
Charlotte Pudding.
Okay.
She's part of the Three-Eye Tribe, and they can read poneglyphs.
Neat. And sorry, what are poneglyphs again? Remind me.
They are big blocks that cannot be destroyed, full of text of an ancient language
Cool.
that existed during what is called the Void Century, a century that the government disappeared for unknown reasons.
Oh, what? They can
Whoa.
just do that?
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
They.
I
I,
mean,
don't
bad,
know how
but-
spoiler we're getting, but they did recently delete an entire island.
What?
The government did?
Yeah, the government did.
That's wild.
They were just like, oh, that island's rebelling too much. Beam of light, no more island.
That's so scary.
What the fuck?
That's terrifying.
Yeah.
Ooh, I don't like it, but I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so these giant glyphs, like, what's the purpose? Why do you need someone to read them?
To get the One Piece, it has now been established that there are 4 road poneglyphs that you need to read that will somehow triangulate you to an island that will take you to the One Piece.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Okay. So it's like a bit like a scavenger hunt. You need all the different pieces to give you the map to tell you where to get the final.
Mm-hmm.
Peace.
This
One Piece.
This King of the Pirates, man, he was not effing around.
Well, you can't just be like, it's over there, go get it.
Clearly.
Got to make them work for it. Got to make them do at
They have
least
to prove themselves.
yeah, at least 1,000 episodes.
Did the old pirate King of the Pirates, did he have any of these like superpowers? Did he like, or was he just like a badass who was like, I'm gonna run this shit?
He was known to not have devil fruit powers. He definitely had Haki,
Okay.
Conqueror's Haki, which you can see drawn. A good example is when like you try to clash swords, but there's like a gap in between because the Conqueror's Haki is in between,
Whoa, cool.
which is what he did when he clashed swords with Whitebeard one time. But he also had something called the Voice of All Things, which I don't think is fully explained yet. It might be like a genetic version of observation Haki that only some people can have.
Whoa,
Okay,
cool.
okay. So he has superpowers, whether or not they're from a fruit. He's imbued with.
Yeah, everybody has superpowers. Like
In one
Nami
way or
and
another.
Sanji do not have like superpowers, but Nami's so smart she can like use signs to control the weather in certain ways. And Sanji, there's a bit of a science thing, but also he's really good at kicking.
Great.
His whole thing is kicking.
I love it.
Sick.
Love delivering
Because
good
a
kick.
chef doesn't fight with their hands. That's for cooking.
Of course.
Sick.
So, but really good at kicks.
Sick, sick,
The
sick.
best at kicks.
That's awesome.
I also love in this world full of pirates and swords that some people are like, nah, man, I fucking punch everything.
Yeah, it's great.
It just seems like Like, is that their main fighting style, or do they use a lot of weapons? Do they use a lot of like other skills?
Monkey D. Luffy is all about punching.
Yeah. Okay.
His whole thing is using his rubber body to extend his arm so that he can punch you harder, or using Haki so that he can like turn his punch into fire and then punch you harder,
Cool.
or
Amazing.
speeding up his body so that he can punch you really fast.
Sick.
Different punch variants.
He's mostly a punch guy. His second hand, who we haven't even really talked about, is Roronoa Zoro. Roronoa. Oh no. Roronoa Zoro. One more time. Roronoa Zoro.
That one more time.
Keep it in. Roronoa Zoro.
There we go. Nailed it.
Yeah.
It's also hard when you mostly read it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dang, I can't. I'm thinking about all the YouTube videos I watch where people talk about the characters and they say it no problem. Roronoa Zoro,
Sometimes you just get it in your head.
Yeah.
Yeah.
the user of the three sword style.
Oh, but he only has 2 hands.
I know. The other one goes in his mouth.
Oh, cool.
But he can still talk because he talks with his heart.
Oh,
That's the real answer.
Oh my God,
that's so fun.
that's nice.
Just the level of creativity on this just sounds like it's just at 11 constantly.
One of the things I love so much about anime and manga as well is just that like people take everything from, it could just be pirates are sailing around. It's like, no, we're going to have these pirates be everything. They're going to have every power. They're going to be so extra. It's like, yep, I want it.
1,000%.
Give it to me.
Never do it halfway.
The first 5 Straw Hats, they're all human. There's Monkey D. Luffy. There's Roronoa Zoro. There's Sanji. There's Nami. There's Usopp, who is a sharpshooter.
Cool.
But then you get to the Grand Line, and you get a reindeer. You get a robot. You get a
course.
skeleton.
Yep, of course.
I fucking love manga and anime. Like it's just so delightful and delicious
Yeah.
to consume.
It's imaginative.
It is.
Yeah.
Man.
And the reindeer's the doctor.
Yeah, of course.
Is he the one with the little pink hat?
Yeah.
Okay, I know who that character
Tony
is.
Chopper.
Yes. That's so cute.
Steph, do you want to start watching this?
Maybe.
yeah,
Okay, we'll start with the live action.
yeah, we'll do the live action.
Because I'm
and-
intimidated.
Yeah, understandably.
We're all excited for the live action to get to the Grand Line when we're going to see how they deal with a reindeer and a robot and
Well-
a skeleton.
Well, because also isn't the character was that Kyah that Jamie Lee Curtis wanted to play that character? I think went on because this is a thing that celebrities love to do in this modern era. Sorry, is they go on the internet and they go, I want to play this character. Like worked for Simu Liu.
Yep.
And I guess Jamie Lee Curtis was like, this should be my character.
I thought the internet told her first, but
Oh,
I would
maybe.
believe it either way.
Because I do think that she is a fan of One Piece, which
That's
I
cool.
fucking love when celebrities
Love
are
that.
nerds too.
Love that.
And I'm down. Yeah, she would be great as Dr. Kyah. And Dr. Kyah is the one who trained Tony Chopper to be a doctor.
Cute.
It's all coming together.
But how are you going to do that little reindeer person?
We'll find out.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully, we'll find out.
Is there anything that you are looking forward to seeing either in the reboot of The One Piece or the next season of the live action?
The next season of live action, I am excited to see. Like I said, the prologue there were a lot fewer difficult powers to animate. Very soon, they're going to start introducing Logia powers.
Right.
So, like, how is the guy who can turn into smoke going to turn into smoke?
yeah.
Yeah. That is a huge undertaking to take on this series like that. Damn.
Yeah, that's a lot of effects.
Yeah. I personally will just be like, as long as it's believable, it's fine.
Yeah.
If you can see too many strings, I won't like it.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Well, then it just takes you out of the world. Like, it just feels like you're watching someone try to recreate a thing instead of just being in the world.
Yeah, the magic isn't there.
Yeah.
What we like about the live action is it's clearly made by a lot of fans because we're like, oh, look at all the Easter eggs that we get. There's
That's
hundreds
cool.
of them.
Really?
So nice.
That's so cool. That's really exciting.
Because so many times things are done into live action from properties, and it's just like there's something missing. Like I even heard, and we haven't watched it yet, unfortunately, but the Avatar: The Last Airbender, when they made the live action show on Netflix, that people are like, it just didn't connect in that way.
Yeah, some people liked it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I haven't seen it. I
Yeah,
can't speak
so
to it.
yeah, we should watch it. But yeah, I know for me as a Last of Us fan, like that show was made by Craig Mazin, who was a huge fan of the game and specifically like asked to work on the show because of that. And you can really tell. You know, you can see the love in it. You can tell the difference.
That's so fun.
Yeah.
I do know Ichiro Oda was involved on the making of the live action.
Oh, that's cool.
Which probably helps make it so good.
That's great to
Yeah.
know. Yeah. It makes a huge difference.
Is there any hot take or anything about One Piece that you need to get out into the world? People need to know.
People need to know there's a lot of hate on the Long Ring Long Land arc, and it doesn't need all of that hate. It's a fun arc. A lot of people think it should be filler because nothing happens in it, except for the end where the ice guy comes and tries to capture some of the Straw Hats, which is very cool. But the thing that happens before it with Foxy is great. We were all laughing about Island where things are long.
I liked it.
Don't be so serious about it.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that do take One Piece too seriously, and I think that One Piece is so freeform that you can enjoy it however you want. You can like it for the cool fights. You can like it for the humor. You can like it for the character and the story. It's all there. I think there's something for everyone. I do know one person who was annoyed by almost everything that makes One Piece what it is, and I'm like, okay, you're the one exception.
You are the one piece that is a problem.
Yeah, this might just not be for you.
But my hot take is that the Long Ring Longland arc was very fun. You got to see combination fights where the Straw Hats work together in ways that you don't really see ever again. You get to see Afro Luffy, which is Luffy in an afro.
That's fun.
Good stuff. And Foxy, I think a lot of people thought his power was silly because it's not a power that really is similar to other powers. He can shoot slow beams that slow down time for specific people.
What?
That's cool.
And I think that's one of the only powers that's like that just breaks time.
Interesting.
Except for something that maybe happens later. We know.
Yeah.
But I
Big
think he's
things.
cool. He's a silly little guy. And why not have fun in One Piece?
Yeah.
It's One Piece.
Yeah, it seems like that's largely the point.
It doesn't take itself seriously that
No.
way. So why are you putting that on it?
Yeah. Everyone was hyping up a big power up that we knew was going to happen at a certain point most recently. And everyone was like, it's going to be this power and it's going to be badass. And then it ended up being badass, but also so silly.
How do you engage with other people about One Piece? Are there like forums that you like to go on? Like, what is your engagement with the fandom?
My main engagement is just watching One Piece YouTubers talk about the episode.
Yeah.
or the
Amazing.
manga.
That's
chapter.
fun.
That's so fun. Do you have any favorites that you want to shout out?
And the main one I listen to is called Grand Line Review on YouTube. He's an Australian YouTuber
Cool.
that he just talks about One Piece. He
Nice.
used to be like a lighting designer for theater, and then he found out that he could spend his days talking about One Piece on YouTube.
Living the ultimate theater
Living
kid's
the
dream.
Yes, that's
If
amazing.
only we could all live that life.
Yeah. Well, let's all have hope. One day we could live our dreams. Believe in it because Monkey D. Luffy does.
Yeah. And he's still going for that One Piece.
That's right.
And believe it is a Naruto thing,
Okay.
which is
so-
part of the big three.
We brought it back around.
Yeah,
Bow, 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 bow,
nicely
bow.
done. All right. At the end of every episode, we like to share our micro-fandoms of the week, which we will do in just a moment. But before we do, here are some other ways to connect with us. This show is always going to be free, but you can support it in many different ways, including joining our Patreon page, patreon.com/thefandomshow, where you can help support us by just for pennies a day. You can get access to episodes early, submit questions, enjoy our monthly newsletter, and listen to our exclusive patron podcast, The Fan Club, where we watch movies one of us loves and the other one has never seen. And then we talk about whether it holds up, whether they liked it, all sorts of chaos.
There's so much
ensues.
emotion on the line all the time.
What's
if
gonna
they
happen?
don't? What if they don't like it?
The stakes are high. You can find us on social media as well at Fandom Show Pod or at our website, thefandomshow.com.
Please, please get on your podcast provider of choice and do a little rate, review, subscribe. It helps us get out in the world. It helps us to find other nerds who love things the way we love things. And please tell all your nerdiest friends about us, because this all helps us move up the charts and helps more people spread the joy of fandom. You can also head over to tpublic.com/shows/the Fandom Show and snag our faces on your favorite things like shirts and mugs. We always do a shirt based on each episode, so you can head there. If there's favorite episodes you have, why not snag the shirt associated with that episode? I don't even know what this one's going to be. I hope it's a little reindeer, but I'll find out. You can also come over to our Discord. We're on the From Superheroes Discord, where you can meet other fans. You can hit us up directly. We can chat about all the different pirates that you would love to encounter or defeat. And our theme song is by Yusu Kim, and our logo is by John Blair. Now, Kyah, what are you fanning about? What's your micro-fandom of the week?
Okay, so normally I try and like reserve micro-fandoms for things that I've like finished, or like, not a show I'm halfway through, but something I've finished, because like we've all gone halfway through a season of television and then gotten to the end and been like, that wasn't as good as I was hoping it would be. But I am reading a book right now called You Too Can Have a Body Like Mine by Alexander Kleeman. Which was suggested to me by the lovely Jocelyn Getty. And this book is so weird, but it is so well written and so like evocative, and the language just sucks you in such a beautiful way that like it because it's very like unsettling and strange. For a while I was like, am I losing my mind? Am I losing my grasp on reality? And like, I'm not. It's fine. Everything's fine. But it sucked me in so much that like even just walking around, I feel like it was in my brain. And I love that feeling when like a show or a book or any kind of property, any fictional thing gets so in your mind that for a little while it just like rearranges the way you think. And I thought that was so cool, and it like has done a really good job of expressing the strangeness of our world and of bodies, and living in a world that is so obsessed with in a world, but like it's all about consumption and like living in a body and how strange that is. It's a really excellent book if you're looking for a read that it's not horror, but it has like sort of an unsettling nature to it, but it is so compelling, and I highly recommend anyone read it.
Amazing. For me, mine is, if you want something that's a bit horror and a bit uncanny, but you also want trashy, delicious gossip, I got sucked into a story on Substack this weekend. Friend of the podcast, Ghost episode, Sarah Hillier recommended this to us. It's this woman named Lauren Reeves. She's a writer. She writes for MTV. She's also been a news anchor. She's had many different roles throughout her life, many of them in the public sphere. And she got involved with someone named Ashley, aka Trashly. And this is a story about this woman who essentially made up an entire life and personality to catfish this woman. But then threads start unraveling. You start finding out more about this catfish person. You start finding out more about the different people that she's interacted with. And it is a 44-chapter story.
It's a book.
It's a book, and I could not stop reading through this. I will post this probably on our Patreon. Just this story was fucking wild. It's insane to think that there are people who live like this, who try to like, and it wasn't even just trying to manipulate for money or anything like that, but just the things that this woman, who the most defining feature, she wears an MIT sweatshirt every day.
Weird.
It is, Bill, she's trying to let people know she went to MIT in this
Did she,
persona. You'll have to read to find out. No,
So
she did
no.
not.
Yeah.
But if you want just delicious, like bonkers, almost true crime, but luckily no one gets killed, thank God, look up Lauren Reeves Trashly. And let me know what you think, because I'm still reeling from it.
There's been a lot of like obsessive reading in our house in the last 2 days.
Yeah, we were supposed to get ready for a camping trip we're going on, and instead we laid in bed midday on a Saturday, each of us
and read
reading.
for like 2.5 hours.
Yeah, and we're like, well, we probably need to do something.
Honestly, my absolutely ideal Saturday afternoon.
It was great.
Yeah.
Katie, what are you fanning out about right now? What are your micro-fandoms?
Micro-fandom, I'm playing this game called Balatro.
Oh my God.
Steph loves Balatro.
I love Balatro. I love Balatro.
It's just, I don't know if you've talked about it on the podcast already then, but it's a deck building roguelike where you just play poker, but in a wild way.
Yeah,
Like-
it's every card has its own special unique. Well, not every card, but most cards have a unique ability. I just got like a brain rush when you said Balatro. I was like, oh, I'm done. I can't handle this. It's so addictive.
Yeah, you get jokers. The jokers give you special powers. You can like remove cards from your deck and put in more other cards. So you could have a deck of 52 aces.
Like, are you good? I'm not good at this game though. Are you good at this game?
I think I've managed to get gold stakes in at least one of the decks so far.
Holy crap! You are so much better at this game than I am. I like. How do you? Oh, we'll talk about it.
You have to
offline.
talk strategy.
I can't breathe. I'm dizzy. Please continue.
So you're really enjoying that.
I've been having a good time.
Get this
I've been
game.
on the subreddit of Balatro just to see what other people are doing.
Oh, that's when you know you're getting into something when you get onto the
I love it.
subreddit.
I love it. I'm literally so lightheaded right now from being excited.
Okay.
Anyway, thank you so much, Katie. Where can people find you? Anything you want to plug?
If you happen to be in Toronto, you can find me at Fan Expo, where I'll be doing a show called Oops All Bards, a musical comedy show.
Amazing. That's so
Oh,
funny.
very good.
And if you happen to be going to Guelph, I'll be at Guelph Fringe Festival doing a show called Make Up the Musical, where we make up a musical.
Hell yeah.
It's not about the stuff that's on your face. It's about the stuff that's in our minds.
Oh, amazing. Thank you so much. Until next time, everyone, love the things you love and tell everyone about them.
Bye.
I can hear myself drink.
Yep. Yep.
The Phantom Show.